Hello, I just want to show you the unboxing of a set of dumbbells that I purchased recently. It's called the PowerBlock Classic 50 Plus. And so I was recommended these by a friend who's a world-renowned fitness expert, and he says it's a good set to use as a beginner to save some space. Also, it's quite inexpensive compared to purchasing separate dumbbells, although I do realize there are limitations to something like this versus a set of dumbbells of various sizes, and also the fact that it's new and you can purchase used ones as well. But anyway, I just wanted to review these in case someone's interested in buying something like this, just to see what you get. So I'm just going to open this up. I've never opened this before. I don't know what's inside, so I just want to show you what they look like and how they work. So this is how they're packaged. We'll take it out. Okay, and the rest of the box is empty. And let's see if there's some instructions in here, because it would be nice to see exactly how they work, but there's no instructions. Okay, so thankfully I've seen how this is done previously on some other YouTube channels, so I can show you how these work. So essentially you have a set of weights and this pin here, this thing that you take in and out, will essentially adjust which weights you can take up when you lift it up. So I'm going to just zoom in on that for a second. Bear with me. Okay, you can see it here a little bit closer up. There are the different weights, and you have different colors. On the side here, you'll notice that there's different numbers. These numbers represent the different weights and the different ranges. There's an insert inside one of these, and the handle, which I'll show you later, which actually there's two inserts, and they increment by 2.5 pounds each. So when you have nothing in it, it starts off at 10. When you put one of the inserts, it's 12.5, and both inserts is 15. Then you go up in 3 steps. So if you have both inserts in, you essentially jump from 15 up to 65 here, and so on. Otherwise, you're in steps from 15 to 70. Now, I believe these are extra. I don't think you get these extra 3 with this particular set. You have to buy them optional. This one just came with the minimum up to 50. So let's put this down and figure out how to do this. Right now, this is all the way at the bottom, so I'm picking all of the weights up. I should be able to remove this. There we go. It's a little bit tough initially. Okay, comes out. And what it is, it's a plastic divider. You can see here the separators. Now, some people have said that these may be a bit flimsy and you might end up breaking them over time. You know, I plan on using these things carefully. I'm not, throwing them around in the gym, and they're not going to be used by many people. It's just going to be myself. So I don't expect these to fall apart anytime soon. They seem to be built quite well. They usually have a warranty on them, and according to some comparisons to other types of dumbbells in this category that are adjustable, they're usually quite sturdy. So this is the first setting. What you'll do is you'll put it into the first lock here, let's say. Now let me just see if I don't put anything and I just lift the inside up. That is the interior. Okay, so I'll zoom out again here. You can see this is this without anything, and I believe that's the first setting. That's 10 pounds without anything, or actually 15. These two in here can be removed, so you can open it, and by sliding this lever open, and now both of them can come out, and these bars that you can see in here, they slide out, and that's 2.5 pounds there, and then you have another 2.5 pound there. So now this should be just 10 pounds alone. Now you have to have wrists that are small enough to fit in there. It can be a little bit awkward. The weight's pretty even otherwise, but because they slide into here, it can make it a little bit unbalanced. You know, they should have had maybe the weights opposite each other, here and here, instead of putting them right in the middle on this side. But you can see that these are larger tubes, so maybe in order to get your wrist to fit in here, they had to make these two tubes smaller, and they put the larger ones on the bottom side. So that the weight is offset. If you're holding them like this, it's actually heavier this direction than this direction. Now, if you try to hold it backwards, you'll see I can't fit my hand in there. There's no way my wrist will fit in here. So that's you can hold it, you know, like this if you want to do double, but that explains why. You know, you could possibly hold it like this, or like this, or like this. It's a little bit tight this way. This is the easiest. But yeah, you'll never get your hand in here unless you have a very tiny wrist. I wouldn't recommend it. And so those weights are on the outside, and they may make it a little bit unbalanced. Go. So with this first setting, it should be theoretically what it says here. I believe it says 10. And then it goes 12.5 when I insert one of these, like so. Now I can close that one, and what it does is, if you can see what right there, when you open and close it, if you look carefully, it slides that little pin over top, and it does so on the other one too. It doesn't really matter which side you go to, both of them do the same. See, the little thing clicks in place. So not sure why they decided to have this lever go either way, but whichever, doesn't matter which direction you go. So that should be, now with them both loaded, should be 15. So now we're gonna go up to the next size up. It'll be 20. See, it goes from 15 to 15. One other issue I have is that what they could have done, which would have made it a little bit better, was instead of having the last one here 15 and then the first one here 15, they could have designed it so that you actually do get another increment from this one to this one. Because if they made the pounds, say 2 pound differences instead of 2.5, it would have gone, say, 10, 12, 14, and then they could have made the next one a pound heavier without anything in it, make it 16, and then 18, 20, and then so on. They could have actually, because this is really duplicating weights. You see, there's a 15 here, and there's a 15 up here, there's a 20 down there, there's a 20 down up here. So, you know, it's really could have been designed better. If I was going to mod it, you know, so that it fits well with this this YouTube channel, that's one way I would mod this design, so that you don't actually duplicate weights. But in any case, that's how it is. Let's try the first weight. So that's white. With white, what we do is we find the white bar right there, and you take this and you slide it here. Now you have to be careful to make sure that you clip it on appropriately, otherwise you're not going to get it to line up properly. So when you put it in properly, and let's just see how that's going to be done. See, I'm already having trouble sliding it on, so it's a little bit kind of not so easy to do. See, that actually, this is the black here, and that's the white, so I wonder if that's actually even wrong. Here, let's do this. It's a little bit fidgety. There we go. Okay, this is with black. So I may have actually spoken wrongly there. I think with black, you're in this range. I don't even know what it is without, but the first bar, which is this one, adds probably that 10, gets you to the 10 pound mark. I can't honestly tell you. I have to weigh this thing because I don't know the feel of this yet. But it's pretty small. You know, it's lightweight. I should say easy to manage. It doesn't feel very unbalanced even with those 2 bars inside. So let's put this in here and try the next one. All I can say is that it's a little bit difficult to get these in to line up. I'm not sure why. You have to almost lift it a bit. You have to, oh, it could be that you have to have it straight on a flat surface, because when you're like this, everything shifts a little bit. So this is now with two. You can see there's two things there, and it's over top the white. Now they could have made a little bit easier to see the color when the sleeve is on, but that's the way it is. We'll try the next one. Now it's important to get them lined up. Otherwise, if you put the things in crooked, it won't work. And it goes in pretty securely. This is now with 3 things on it, and it's a purple, so it must be in this range here, where it's going from 20 up to 25. So I'm probably at 25 right now, and because I have both inserts inside. To remove the inserts, you can't really easily do it. So one of the other things they could have done is make holes. Make holes in all of the plates. Drill right through. Although, of course, that will make them, you need to make them thicker or somehow larger to add the weights. Because if you're punching holes right here, because these tubes hold those weights, you'd have to cut a little hole in both of these on one side. That would also lopside. It'll make perhaps this plate less weight than this side. So they would again have to either thicken this side up to compensate for the 2 holes. But then you could open it, and then your weights could slide out. So you wouldn't have to remove all of them. That would be another improvement. Okay, let's put it back. By the way, just in case you're wondering, you have to put it back this way. If you try to put it this way, I don't think it'll work the same way. But let's see. I just put it in upside down, 180 degrees. So you'll notice here, you don't have any colors, and then you have colors here. The other side is pretty symmetrical. So technically speaking, you should be able to slide it over the other ones. So I'm doing that right now, and I've just grabbed on. Nope, it doesn't work. Yep, there's something that interferes with it. So if, oh, no, it works. Okay, I just grabbed on the green one. See the green one here? I grabbed it on, but in reverse. You can see the clips. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you're able to grab it on reverse. In case you want to see your colors, you can tell now that you have green as your weight. So in case you're wondering, and you want to just reverse everything, that's fine. The only problem is it's harder now to see what exactly weight you're picking up. So I'm gonna put this back. We're gonna flip this around. Oops, I gotta get it back onto the purple and turn it around. Okay, now let's remove this. All my colors are now visible on one side. So the last step, it would be getting the blue. And again, you have to do this horizontal to the floor. If you try to tilt it like this, right away, it's really hard to get it on. I can't push it on. So I'd have to have it perfectly flat, and then it looks like it slides on a lot easier when it's flat like that. Okay, so it's now over the blue. See that if they just extended the color over a little bit more, you could easily see. But again, I think once you start using this thing, it doesn't really matter. Just as a first time look, these are just some things that, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, it might be more easy to use this thing. So perhaps for the next version. So that is the full set, and that's how it gets packaged, as you can see there. And there you have it, just a simple demonstration. Now as I use these more, I'm going to find possibly some other modifications and tricks that I might be able to think of. Right now, that's all that comes to mind. So each of these plates has to weigh exactly the same. So what ends up happening is you know, because they're larger, that something has to be thinner as it goes out. There's got to be less weight as you enlarge the dimensions here. So I'm not sure how exactly they do it, but it has to be that way. Now you'll see that this one goes up to 50 because that's the blue at the very bottom there. And if you buy the expansion kit, you can get up to 60 and 70. But let's remove this thing again and then analyze this more closely. This is your first plate right here. We'll take that out. The second plate is quite thin. Okay. The third plate is right here. Here's the fourth plate, green. And then the two last ones are actually double the weight of the first two. So it increments up, I'm not sure how, but it increments up in 10-pound increments, that's why. So the last two plates, the yellow and the blue, actually go up double. And I'll show you that just in case you're wondering. It's not a linear progression. Okay, if you look here, I just noticed that as well. It starts off 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30. Notice that the bottom weight is 15, 20, 25, 30. Then it doesn't go 35. It jumps to 40 and then to 50. So at this point, actually in the beginning range, you do have duplication. It goes from 15 to 15, 20 to 20. But in the higher ranges, you do get what I mentioned before, is it goes 30 to 35, then 40 to 45, then 50. So that's exactly what I was talking about, where you don't duplicate. So that's a good idea there. I guess because of the design reasons, they had to make these, you know, just increment and jump to the next size. So that explains the logic behind that weight change and why you get duplications at the smaller weights, which I guess doesn't really matter. Okay, let's assemble this back. To put it back, you have to remember exactly the plates order. So after yellow comes green, and that's indicated on the handle. And then after that should be purple, and after that should be white. And I mean, if you look at them, they're symmetrical, so you can put them on both directions. It's just the only difference is they put a mark on one side. That's all. And then finally the black plate, which would go here. Okay. Now these things, the reason they click on is this part here has a magnet. There's a magnet there. So when you slide it on, it will stick. It sticks to the bar on one side, and that's supposed to hold it in. Okay, and finally, the actual grip plops right in. And again, this doesn't matter which direction it goes in. It will work either way. This will just lock it on. So take your pick. I'm not sure if it really matters at all which way you want it. Same like this. This can go in either way. And let's start again. Just slide that in. Oh, this should be going this way. Otherwise the cord gets in the way. If you try to put it in this way, this cord gets in the way. So back again here. And there you have it. So just my quick review and demonstration of a few of the different features of the PowerBlock Classic 50 Plus. And just in case anybody out there is looking to buy some adjustable dumbbells, this is probably a fairly good set. Not very expensive as far as their other adjustable sets I've seen. There's probably some limitations I'm sure more experienced weight trainers can tell you all about. But I think if you're gonna use something, it doesn't matter what, you know, as long as you make use of it, it'll be worth the money, because a lot of times we buy stuff, it just ends up collecting dust. A lot of people try to get into fitness and they never use their equipment. So if you happen to use it, then it'll be worth the money. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoyed this video.